Hey everyone, it's Richard RS4. Today I'm going to be going over some new Southwest Florida leaks. They added some new leaks, and today I'm just going to be going through all that. In this video, I'm just going to be going over some of the leaks. So they posted some like boat leaks, car leaks. So today I'm just going to be going through all that. So stick to the end of the video, and yeah. So I'm in Joji's server like always in Southwest Florida development. They added a bunch of new like boat leaks and stuff like that. So the first thing I want to go over is I'm just going to start from the newest and then go to the oldest stuff. So the first thing we got is a boat. So we just got some sort of boat. Got Stella Marine. I don't know, Sarasota, Florida. It says that on the back. But this thing looks super detailed. We got a couple like benches, chairs, whole like deck at the rear, and we got a couple stairs on the side, and we got like a kind of like a front deck. That'd be really cool to like have like a seat there. Hopefully you can like be able to like sit down at the front and all these chairs and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. This boat looks super cool, and I mean it kind of looks like it has an interior. It doesn't have an interior, but that's totally fine. But would be really cool if it did. Yeah, so we got like two boat leaks. The water looks super cool, like even have like the waves right there too, so that's really cool. The next thing we got is another boat and like some sort of lake. So this game's based in Florida, right? So they have a bunch of like these little ponds everywhere. So a little pond and kind of like a boat in there. That boat has been like leaked forever, and so is this boat, but I believe they changed it a little bit. And then we have a reminder: vegetation is still work in progress. It has been stated to improve. So vegetation meaning like all like the trees and leaves and stuff like that, which is super cool. At the moment it looks really good for now. I don't really think they need to change stuff, but that's pretty cool. You know, they're open to change that. The next thing, another leak. We got a whole like kind of like a lake area, or like whatever, just water area. We got, I think that's Kai on the boat right there in the one of the seats. This thing looks super cool. But we got the whole like map in the background, which looks super cool. We got a bunch of trees, and then we got like the higher, you know, tall building, like the high rises, like the taller sky, kind of not skyscrapers, but they're more like apartment buildings, stuff like that. Also got another leak of this. This is like, look at this photo step by step. So we got throttle, RPM, brake, auto clutch, true. I think that's just like the values for the boat in the ground. That's kind of weird, but kind of leaking the whole map. Not the whole map, but this part of the map. So we got the trees. These tree like kind of like the wood texture looks very washed out. I don't know about that. It looks very washed out. But we got the whole sidewalk and everything. Like just look at the detail. Like it looks very realistic. The whole sidewalk and everything. I believe they make everything in Blender, so that's pretty cool as well. Yeah, we got this whole area. We got what prop cars? I know one of them is a Chevy Malibu. We got the Jeep. We got the Jeep right there, and then we got some sort of fictional car. It looks like an Acura or something. I don't even know. Looks kind of like an Acura. Reminds me of like an RD, like an ILX. No, whatever like the sedan. What else is it called? I think RLX. Anyway, we got some flags. We got the U.S. flag, and we got some other flags there. I think that's a Florida flag. I don't know. I don't really know flags. I'm not American, but this whole asphalt texture looks really cool. We got like two like different textures. We got like a lighter path right here, and then on the right side we got like a darker, which is super cool. But it's kind of like a one-way road, parking on that side and on this side, but super cool map area. I can't wait to like drift through this area. Next thing we got is, you know, more leaks. So we got kind of like an intersection. I believe that was like the leaks where they've taken in the past. So like the roundabout, there's supposedly like a bigger roundabout in the game, and that's where that is. But we got like a kind of a house on the side of the road, or kind of property right there. I don't know, this tree is like so in the road. It looks a little weird. I don't think it's gonna be like that, but pretty cool. Another photo was Kai's character. This character was hilarious. We got a whole map area that, okay, behind there doesn't look too finished, the map, but this whole area looks super cool. So like just tons of bushes and everything. This is super cool. Did a really good job. And we got like kind of like a seating area on the deck right there. We got the boat right there. So this boat is kind of has an interior. I mean, it's 3D, like there's not really an interior in this, but we got a couple of seats at the front. So yeah, but this bridge is pretty cool. This bridge looks really low. I'm surprised that the boat can go underneath it, to be honest, but anyway. Got another photo of the boat, and like the wave script looks super cool. Just look at it rocking side to side. We got, this thing has dual motors too, like two motors at the rear. That's pretty cool. Then we got the same boat as earlier, but this is just like the police variant, so I believe it has some like lighting right here, even on the top, this top area. No, it's actually a different boat. They look similar, but this one has more like a windshield on it. This one kind of has like a smaller windshield, like not really any glass. This is a police version. It says the U.S. flag on the side. Sarasota. So that's where I guess the game takes place. And this thing got 3 motors. Man, that's crazy. But this is super cool, this boat. I know a lot of people are going to be using boats. Hopefully you can be able to tow boats as well with different trucks and SUVs. We got 3 motors again. We got a couple chairs. All this looks pretty cool. We also got the civilian version. So this is civilian one. Looks very similar to the police version. Obviously it doesn't have interior, looks actually identical. All they did, I think, is just added lights on the civilian version. For the police version, they just added lights and added a livery, of course. But this is the same boat. Looks pretty similar, pretty cool. Yeah, this thing looks really cool. It says like Gary at the front. We got like a camera. I don't really know boats, but that's pretty cool on the top. But this is really excited. We got some jet skis in this game. This thing reminds me of GTA. I don't know why. The game is going to be so cool, but we have jet skis. These things look super detailed, look really awesome. They say Wave R87 GLX. I don't know. I don't really know the model, but that's pretty cool. These things are super cool. We also got some couple photos from the Dantala load in trees. I'm making a script to handle trees because shrooming sucks. Oh, there's just like a picture of so many trees. So I think he's like making a script to like make everything more optimized. So that's pretty cool. Next thing we got is another, I believe this was like the police version from before. It's just a civilian one. If I scroll down, no, it's the same boat. Never mind, it's the same boat. It's just like a civilian version again. Like what they were posting before. This thing looks super cool. Like all the all the drive gear and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. This thing has dual motors, so it's probably a cheaper boat compared to the other one, which this boat has 3 motors, so it's probably faster. It is a bigger boat, but probably more expensive. We got trees and they're like moving back and forth, which is pretty cool for like wind. That thing will be super cool for like maybe like weather day, like winter, I mean like like a storm. Florida has a lot of different like storms and like weather, like crazy weather, so that's pretty cool. They have that. Next thing we got is sand, and like just look at the sand particles in the air. That looks super cool. We got both Lamborghinis right here. We got the yellow, the blue. These things have been leaked for a while, or just shown, but we got the sand. This sand texture looks really cool. Like this is all custom textures. Like I like how they're not using Roblox textures, using like custom textures, which makes the game more unique. But these sand like particles look super cool. The current South of Florida doesn't really have this, but it's cool how they're revamping all this stuff, of course, for the revamp. Next we got is, yes, I'm gonna work on Dan to complete the overhaul of the weather system. So I don't think the weather's done yet, but it will. Joji said Holy W leaks about this. I'm guessing just a couple photos of devs. So the first photo we got, limiteds won't be refunded, but once that aren't ready to be out will be grayed out pretty much. Mods won't be compensated. Everyone will have default phone now. Poison won't still exist, however, for getting different phones. If you have the Raft phone, it's still transfer over, so it's like a Raft phone. I forgot about that. I think it's pretty much confirmed now. I think we're not doing anything with your money. Well, that's pretty cool. Plus data is being wiped for obvious reasons. No, I don't think you will get refunded for houses. And lastly, jobs are being wiped for the reason I can't confidently say. So I don't know, they're having jobs or something. And lastly, jobs are being wiped for reasons. So I think they're in jobs or something like that, because like the saved data I think he's talking about, because obviously they're they're changing jobs, the whole different map. So they're not going to have some of the same stores, which is totally fine. Next thing we got is a van leak of this is a loaded diaper on the side, which is from like Diary of the Wimpy Kid, which is really funny. This is really funny. But it's like a Chevy Express van. This is Daytona on the rear. I really like how they're doing like badges and stuff like that. But this thing looks super cool. Really high detail. We got the steelies on it, the painted steelies. This thing looks super cool. Next thing we got is Corvette and the firefighter. I think I went all over this in my last week's video. I don't think I went over this. We got York, which is Ford. So I guess York Ford. This is the F250 or F350 or even F450. I don't know. They kind of all look the same. Like Super Duty. So we got the dually. So that's pretty cool. This thing hopefully will have a trailer hitch. I mean, it does have it's modeled. Hopefully you can tow boats. I really hope they can do that. But that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We also have a GT3 leak. Not done yet, but I went over this in my last leaks video if you want to see all that. That's pretty much it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this leaks video. Just comment down below what you want to see added in this revamp. I'm really excited for the boats. Like the jet skis would be so cool. Like take it in if the obviously the revamp is going to be similar to kind of similar in a way to the current map of obviously very redone. Everything gonna be overhauled. Everything's gonna be redone. But imagine just having jet skis, stuff like that, maybe like towing jet skis. That'd be really cool. But if you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, peace out.